It's Monday night. We are live. Sorry. Whoa, that was crazy. I am so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be an awesome live stream. If I could get comfortable here. First I was comfortable, then I wasn't. Had to get my blanket on already. Anyhow, I'm so glad you're here. Happy Monday to everybody. Cheers to you guys. Gonna have a great stream tonight. Mike and Danny from Penelope are going to be on. Whoa, sorry. I got this new Apple Watch and it keeps trying to talk to me. So it keeps saying I'm talking to it, but I'm not. I'm not talking to my watch. I'm talking to you. So glad you guys are here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this awesome stream that we're about to have. It's going to be great. Mike and Danny are coming in. They're both running a little bit behind, but they'll be here. They're getting the kiddos to bed. So it's going to be fun. If you guys haven't hit that like button while you're coming in, please do that because that will help get more people here. But we are doing some awesome Penelope tonight. What's everybody drinking? How's everybody doing? Paul left some awesome questions and comments, so we'll save those for later whenever Mike and Danny get here. And then let's see. I'm gonna heart these so that way I can check them later. Welcome in, Whiskey Time. Cheers. Thanks for being here. Congrats on your new channel. That's awesome. Nick Witten, thanks for being here. Cheers to you. Yes, hit that like, y'all. Yeah, hey, you know what? I think you only have to have 100 subs. Not only. I think you have to have 100 subs to do a live stream. So good luck to you. Everybody go subscribe to Whiskey Time, a new channel here. We all support the new channels. Top Dog, what's up, Top Dog? Cheers to you. Hit the like button. Yes. Let's do this thing. Mike Meyer, what's up? Cheers to you. Ooh, what kind of Penelope are you pouring next? Woo! Bubble Bath Bourbon. How you doing? Jamie, cheers to you. Cheers to everybody. I got to take a second and cheers to y'all. Cheers. I am starting off with the Penelope Architect. I think this is build... I don't remember which one this is. I think this might be build 1. But whatever it is, I love it. It's really good. It's really super good. Let's see here. Who else is here? Hey Siri, what's Dara's favorite bourbon? Yeah, no, she tried to answer. These things are crazy. These watches and the phones, because sometimes I will literally be watching TV and a commercial will be like, "Hey Alexa, blah blah blah, do something like that," and then next thing you know, did you guys hear that? You guys didn't hear that, but she literally said, "What did blah 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 say?" Should be my famous tagline. Matt, what's up, Matt? How you doing? Cheers to you. Jeff Mahar. Hey there, Jeff. Long time no see. Glad you're here. Got John Dempsey. Oh, welcome in. I'm glad you're here for 15 minutes before football starts. I know a lot of y'all are watching football tonight. I don't want to talk about football because my Chiefs lost yesterday, so I'm a little bit bitter. But I'm still riding that high from K-State beating the Sooners on Saturday, so I'll just stick there. Tommy D, woohoo! Tommy D says I'm here. We can begin. I mean, that's it. Cheers, Big Vic. Happy belated birthday. Why? Why would you never do a live? You got to do one. Four Leaf Whiskey. What's up, Four Leaf Whiskey? Glad you're here. Stacy, everybody, there's so many great channels here, by the way. If you guys have not subscribed to all the channels that are here, be sure to subscribe. I want to say hi to a few more people. And then we've got Danny in the background already, so we're going to bring him in a second. Mike will be close behind, so I'll bring those guys in just a second. Mike, what's up, Mike? Viking Bourbon, cheers. Thanks for being here. Oh, it says it on the back. Thank you. I think it says... Build 1. I don't have my glasses on. I'm like, Build 1. I love it. It's so good. They're delicious, right? So what I've got in front of me, I have the light whiskey. I have the Architect Build 1. I have the barrel strength batch, shoot, I think it's batch 5. I have a Colorado toasted at 111 proof. And then I have, okay, I'm never going to say the word. I'm never going to say it right. Like I've come up with a lot of names for what this is, and that's going to be the first question that I ask. But I'm pretty sure that Richie Z looked it up for me and he said it the right way, and I can't say it. I want to just say like I want to say when I look at it, I want to be like Takashi because that's just like the southern way. Like it just looks like a southern thing, but it's not. Definitely not. So it's probably more like a Tokai or Toka or something like that. Definitely not right. So anyhow, get to that in a minute. Cheers, Jen. What's up? Everybody, I'm a bourbon of the week's here. Woohoo! What's up? The whiskey saint, Darrell's in the house. Mike Meyer has the bourbon of the night, Penelope picks, and the Mash and Journey pick. All great stuff. Yes, so many great picks. James Hogg is here. Penelope will be my sober October end drink. Heck yes, Nick. Cheers to you on that one. Everybody says cheers. Mile High Whiskey Bros, JG, Cheech. Everybody's here. Aaron's here. Nick's here. All the people are here. So, you guys, I am only flying through chat because I want to bring in Danny from Penelope, and then we'll get Mike on here soon. But I'm going to bring in Danny. So, give him a warm welcome because you guys are definitely giving him a warm welcome at home, right? Everybody's talking. This is the awkward part where I'm like, everybody give him a warm welcome. Okay. All right. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I thought
Thanks
you'd
so
have
much
like
for
the
being
little.
here.
Thought you'd have the sound bite of like a crowd cheering.
I probably should have. I think that would have made it easier for me.
Nice.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Always like good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sorry, I'm turning up the volume so I can hear you just a little better. There we go.
There you go.
I didn't want I'm always nervous to turn it up too loud and then have like some crazy like feedback or something like that.
How's
the very first time I had a guest on, it was so embarrassing because I had no idea that my computer, like, I had to use the sound from my computer and not from my TV. So I have a TV in front of me, and if I use the sound from the TV, I can't hear the guest. They can hear me. Everybody else can hear them, but I can't. So troubleshooting, it works. Technology is
Nice.
great. So
I love how much bourbon has gone out of those bottles.
oh, we drink these often.
There you go. Nice.
Some of them are second bottles, but yeah, we love them. We've been drinking the heck out of Penelope, so
That's
every
awesome.
time we see it, we get a new one. So
Thanks. Well,
so how bad did I butcher the how do you say it? Please tell me.
I have no idea. I can tell you how I say it, but I don't know what the right way is, to be honest with you. People say it differently depending on who you ask. So I say Tokai, but
okay.
I mean, I've heard people say Tokaji. Who knows? I don't know.
I like the people that say Tokaji. I could see the Tokai too. Like, it makes sense. But yeah, I was like doing my review of it the other day, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh crap, I didn't even think about how to say this. I've been saying it Takashi, and then I was like, wait, no, it might be something completely different. I'm losing my mind. So
I even looked it up online, and like the dictionaries that have the pronunciation, I heard it both ways. So I'm confused. I've talked to like 2 different Psalms. They both said it differently. So I'm going to say it's up for grabs.
that's, you know what? It works depending on like what level like you've been drinking too. You could come up with any different ways to say it.
And I think I say Tokai. I think Mike says Tokaji. I think we both say it differently. So
I love it. I love it. So you guys just got back from a big trip, right? You guys were in Spain?
Yeah, Spain one day. We flew out of Spain, but we were in France. So that was part of our wine cast finish series, the Cooper series. The one you don't have up there is the rosé cast finish.
Yes.
So there's been a big demand, but we were having a hard time getting these barrels in, these rosé barrels. A lot of rosé is done in stainless steel. It's like fermented in stainless steel or concrete tanks. Some wineries do it in oak. Some of them do part of it in oak and then blend it in with some of it that's done in stainless steel to give it more kind of viscosity and like an earthy feeling. So we've been having a hard time getting these casts. So we found a winery that we love, and they said, if you want the barrels, you have to buy the rosé too.
Oh, okay.
So we said, okay, no big deal. We'll take the rosé, but we thought it'd be fun too and interesting because when we source casts like the Tokai casts or the rosé casts, we've done some Olorosa sherries and things like that. The consistency of the cast that you get is not very good. You don't know which wineries you're getting it from, so you could do a run and be getting your cast from one winery, and then like our barrel broker will be sourcing from another winery. So you just don't have any control over the quality of the wine that was in the barrels before you finished it. So what we're doing is we're controlling the wine that's going into the barrels. So we were over there, it was harvest, and we were playing with the grapes and figuring out what grape varietals we were going to blend together to put into these wine casks so that 6 months later, when we dump them and we bring the barrels over and use it for our bourbon, we know the effect that those grapes are going to have on our bourbon. So we figured it'd be a cool way to like control that source, that supply. So it was great. You know, we missed out on KBF though, which really sucked, but we had to be there on a certain day, like when they were pulling the grapes and they were harvesting them. But you know, it should be good. So we'll be able to make more of our rosé cast finish, and I think the quality of the rosé cast finish is going to go up from this too.
I'm so excited to like have it and get it someday just because I tried it one time at a bar, but then I never like I didn't
Oh yeah,
just go by the bottle. So I didn't like I haven't seen it since then. But what I remember of it was really, really good. I
I
think
think
that
it'd
would
be
be
cool to
so
have the wine too, and next to the
yeah.
bourbon, and be able to kind of see, you know, what the original product was, and then see how it affects the bourbon.
Definitely. I think that would be so cool. You could even like sell that in like a little set like, okay, here's this wine and here's, you know, the finished product of what we came up with. Like a pairing series. Now that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
Uh yeah, so back to the wine thing. I'm like mind blown about wine because I feel like grapes are going to be so inconsistent in like I don't know how I don't make wine and I don't know anything about winemaking. I know I like to drink it too, but I feel like that would be really tough to find that balance and strike that balance between like how you're blending it in because your grapes are going to be so maybe inconsistent, or am I wrong there?
No, I don't know anything about wine either, so we're figuring it out along the way. So we'll see how it comes out. But from what I tasted going in, I mean, it should be good. I mean, the grapes
Yeah.
were good, but we'll see.
That's awesome. Ah, so exciting. So you guys are also coming out with the Clementine one soon, right?
Oh,
For the Christmas.
the Valencia. We call it the
Yes.
Valencia, but it's the Vino de Naranja. It's an orange wine.
Okay.
It's an orange wine finish. So
That is
that's an
so exciting.
interesting one too, because when we first tasted the wine and we blended it with the bourbon, like we got like a creamsicle. You know, we thought we were gonna get like this creamsicle kind of this balance with the bourbon, and the finish went totally just kind of like another direction. Still good, but now it's like a clementine or tangerine kind of note on the back end. So it's like bourbon up front, and then it's like somebody came along and just put a little bit of like a tangerine on the back of your tongue. Very good. It was a 12-month finish. You know, these casks again, we actually blended different vineyards together with these barrels to get the final product. But like
That
we
is
would love to control the source with this too and see how that goes.
for sure. Hey, look who showed up back there. We got Papa Mike back there. I'm gonna bring him in.
Hi, fashionably late.
You know what?
Sorry.
I don't think late is really bad. I'm pretty much late everywhere I go and everything I do. So
Yeah,
welcome
well,
in.
sorry about that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for
no
having
problem.
me.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Danny, what's up, man? Long time no
Yo,
see.
we just jumped right into the cast finishes.
I got excited. Sorry.
That's awesome.
I was like, wine? You went on a trip? You tried what? You did what? Well, I spent like 10 minutes saying Tokai, Tokachi, so many wrong ways. I can never say it the right. Like, I came up with a way that I thought it should be said, and then somebody else was like, I think it's actually this way. So that's what
It's
you
all
missed
right. I
that
still
battle.
pronounce it. I still have trouble with it. What was it, Danny? 6 months that I finally got it. I was like, oh, okay, okay. And then someone's like, no, it's not it. I'm like, is somebody messing with me here or what?
I still think it's up for debate.
I'm
see.
all
That's
for
the beauty
team
of it.
debate.
It's one of the fun parts.
All
But
that matters
Danny,
is what's inside the bottle.
yeah, and Dara, how you doing? How's everything going?
Good, great. Glad you guys are here. I'm excited. Long time since I've seen you guys last. Gosh, it's
Yeah.
I think
been
it's probably last time
Colorado?
we were in Colorado, probably around this time. Well, November. We were in November, early November last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Wow,
Yeah,
time
now you guys
flies.
need to come
For
back.
sure. Yeah.
For sure. So you guys have been world-class travelers, wine connoisseurs.
Vino. We call it vino now. We say vino, right? Funny thing is, I know nothing about wine, but Danny, when I jumped on, I was backstage. I overheard you saying. I think it's interesting. I think it's a good spin on cast finishes. I mean, we've done a lot of them. We've done the rosé, and apologies if it's repetitive, but the rosé, the Tokai. We have Valencia coming out. We've really kind of dabbled a lot. And the big question mark always becomes like you don't really know what the source is. You don't really know much about it. It's kind of just a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. Usually, it's just barrels in a container. Get a phone call. Hey, do you want a couple of these? It's kind of, very, very kind of impulsive for the most part. I mean, once you know what you want, you start planning ahead of time. But, this was a really good way where we felt confident, we can put rosé out to the market at scale. And the rosé really, it started with that one because the cast finish is so delicate. So it was really hard to find the barrel aged rosé. Number one. Number two, it needed to be a very specific grape varietal. For it to work with our blend, and really the only way to do it, I remember telling Dad, I was like, let's just do our own rosé, and I think that's what we're doing. So we're going to try to do that with a few cast finishes, and go from there.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I was just telling him a second ago, I never got a bottle of the rosé, and I haven't really seen it since then. But that's just because I tried it, and I was like, oh, I like this, and then I made the mistake of waiting. Do you ever do that? And you're like, shoot, why did I wait? Like, what was my holdup there? What was I thinking? But also, it was a night of we're at the bar, we're drinking with friends, and everybody's having a good time. And then you leave, and you're like, shoot, I should have got that. So,
no, I know, I know what you mean.
You guys have so many things that you're so many great things that you're putting out right now. Like, I mean, I have some of my favorites right here, but
nice, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
So many great bottles.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I know everybody else that's here loves it. Like, people were like, what? You're having Penelope on? Oh, man, Mike and Danny are the coolest people ever. They're awesome.
Oh, I don't know about that. But that's awesome. No, we appreciate it. Yeah, we kind of got into a good little rhythm. I think we did a lot of planning. Once we opened up our facility, and I use facility lightly, it's about 3,500 square feet. But once we opened it, it was, it's almost like we just really dug right in and started bringing in some R&D barrels and kind of just going from there. And we did a lot of, we put a lot of R&D in last year, which kind of paid dividends this year. Like, Valencia is our VDN cast finish. That went into barrel about this time last year. Architect, we were running bench trials in the summer of last year. So, we kind of were just tinkering quite a bit, starting with, once the facility was open.
Super excited for Valencia. Like that flavor, like anything orange at all, even if it's like super mild orange, I'm super jazzed about. Like, that's one of my favorite flavors in the world. So awesome. I'm excited for that. I love anything orange flavored. But nice. What I love too about you guys, and this is something I tell everybody when I meet them, it's like, we're talking about Penelope, and I'm like, what I love the most is that you are still drinking the whiskey and you're tasting the whiskey, you're tasting the bourbon, and it's not over finished, it's not over blended. It's like a perfect balance of good whiskey. And like, so often I run into, different pours where I'm getting it and I'm like, okay, that's super over finished. I can't even tell that I'm drinking whiskey anymore. But what you guys are doing is making the whiskey shine with your blending. So it's incredible.
Oh, nice.
We really try to kind of keep that balance of like not over finishing it, not getting like a big blast of whatever the wine was. It's like it's more about the bourbon and just kind of like a soft glaze of the finish over it.
Soft glaze.
It's like a cinnamon roll.
I
soft
brought
glaze.
Dunkin' Donuts to the office today, so
Maybe that's on my mind.
it has something to do with
Mike got mad at me because I took a bite out of a donut and put it back in the box.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's other people in a row. I go, dude,
where am I going to store my donut?
They're in a production meeting. I'm like, I'm just going to have to like pause this entire meeting. I go, who took a bite of a donut and put it back?
That happens at my job all the time. But like,
Yeah.
they'll leave the box and they'll think that they like sliced it perfectly with a knife, but it's like everybody's touched it. Everybody touched the knife. Then you like picked up your donut, you ripped it in half. Like, oh my Lord.
My thought is, if you take a bite out of it, nobody else is going to touch it, right?
I guess that's.
So you could save it for later.
Strategy. Yeah.
Like you feel guilty for taking the whole donut, so you're just going to leave half of it there and then come back later, like 30 minutes later, like I just wanted a little snack, okay, fine, I'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, no, Danny's right. I think the idea was it's meant to be about the whiskey first and foremost, the bourbon, and then maybe get a nice subtle hint on the back end. And a lot of times we like when folks have to really search for the flavor too. It's not just this like bam in your face type thing. It's much more nuanced.
Yep. I am definitely on that page. So I have a big question that a lot of people ask me today, like the main questions when people are like, okay, Penelope's coming on. This is my main big question. When is it coming to my state? And I'm sure you guys get that a lot. Like there are certain states that still don't have you guys yet. Like I know Michigan was one, in Virginia. So those were two like specific states that were mentioned. Do you guys have any plans of getting into those states or any time frame?
Yeah, we did. We actually maybe like 2 weeks ago we spoke to a distributor in Michigan. It's a lot of folks don't really launch at this time of year. Just because you're getting into like the busy holiday season. It's really not even so much on us. Like we'll kind of launch whenever. Yeah. We don't even really care. But it's more the wholesalers. And yeah, Michigan's pretty high on the list for next year for sure. So we've been talking to folks and that one's in the near horizon, I would imagine really soon. Virginia, we're actually in a lot of control states. We are big, we actually love control states. I think we're right now in 8 of them. So I would imagine we'd add Virginia next year too, because I think we want to continue adding more control states with that. So, and we've gotten quite a few requests just in general from Michigan and Virginia. Absolutely.
Tommy D said, "I just want to know why you guys weren't at the Bourbon Junkies meetup in Michigan."
Well, it's Dan's fault, number one, because he never gave me the date, and then he texted me. It was funny because I was talking to him not too long ago, but then he was like, he like texted me like the week before. He's like, "Am I going to see you next week?" And I go, "What do you?" And I had known about it. I knew it was probably going to. We had talked about it months before, and then I guess we never got. But I told him we're going to be there next year for sure.
Oh, it was an epic event.
I know, and I love those guys. I would have been there. We would have been there, but next year, I heard it was a really good time.
Next year, and are you doing Whiskey Weekend next year too?
Whiskey Weekend. What was that one?
With the podcast.
Yeah. That was such a. They put on such a good show. That was really a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how people lasted that whole weekend. I mean, I was like one day and I felt like awful on Saturday, and I just like got up and I'm like, all right, I gotta get the hell out of here.
The bottle share room was like, geez.
That was an epic bottle share. But I was hurting the next day, and that's an understatement. And I just remember like, I can't make it, man. I got to get out of here.
That's exactly how we felt when we went to the Bourbon Junkies meetup. Oh my gosh. The first night we were there, we were up until like 5 a.m. and then we got up at 8 again. So it was like 3 nights in a row where we maybe slept 4 hours, and the bottle shares were just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like people were just every time you thought they were like really amazing bottles, then even more amazing bottles would come out, and it was just, whoa. So yeah. I never got too hungover, I don't know how I didn't get too hungover, but I made up for it this weekend. So
It's sometimes too just like traveling for me, at least when I'm traveling, and it's I'm not eating maybe on a regular cadence, and like
yes.
you're like in a hotel and you're like, oh, there's no water in the mini bar. And you're like just so thirsty, and you're just like, I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little tricky, but we'll go to the Bourbon Junkies next year for sure. That'll be fun. That'll be actually a lot of fun.
It's a big, great group of people. Every time I get together with whiskey people, I'm like, this is so much fun. Like nobody ever causes much of a problem. Like everybody's super chill and laid back and just wants to share their whiskey and hang out. So it's awesome.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, if it's anything like that whiskey weekend, we love that. That was a lot of fun. That was an awesome
Definitely.
time.
So besides, so you have the Valencia coming out soon. Do you guys have anything else in the works that you're working on? I mean, I'm sure you do, but
I mean, this year, no. I mean, this is it for this year for Valencia. Next year, we got a pretty good pipeline. Danny, I don't know. You want to dive in? What do we got?
I mean, we're playing with a bunch of stuff right now. We don't know what it's gonna turn into, like different staves, and we got some new casks coming in that we're gonna play with. We have some French oak barrels. They're called Omega barrels. They're the best barrel that you can buy from Redu.
Well, that's what they told us.
Yeah. Well, the price
like,
is you would think with the price, it's like buying a barrel of whiskey full just for the empty barrel. But supposedly very good grain. So far, we've done a little bit in them, and it's come out really good. Next year, we have these 10-year-old weeded whiskey barrels at MGP that we want to release. We don't know how we're going to release it or in what kind of like combinations, but we're playing with them. They're coming along real nice. They just need a little more time. And then what else are we doing?
Sometimes like with some of the LTOs, like the light whiskey and stuff like that, we dropped that in January of last year, right around the December, January-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes stuff just kind of falls on your plate too. Like people come, hey, I've got these barrels. I don't really have a home for them. And that kind of makes its way out as an LTO. But, for us too, we want to really hunker in on our 4-grain is still rocking. It's our 80 proof, it's not the most glamorous product, maybe because of the proof point, but it is still one of our best sellers by far. I mean, it's just kind of that old reliable SKU. It does very, very well. We'll continue to progress barrel strength with new batches. What we might bring back, I don't know if we're going to do Valencia next year or not. Some peated casks. No, but I know Matt from our team has, he's from England. So he's always kind of trying to inquire about it. We could ask about some of the peated casks. Actually, I know Matt's been wanting that.
I'm sure he does, because I know whenever we met him, that's what Bill and him stood there for, like ever talking about all the different scotches and peat and everything else that they love.
Chestnut barrels. He's throwing a lot of interesting ideas out. He's got a lot of good ideas, man. I'm telling you, some of these are awesome. But the thing with us too is that we're in a lot of markets, so it's hard for us to double. Like when we do one, we have to do quite a bit of it. So it's a fairly big investment from our side. They take a pretty long time. But yeah, we gotta kind of figure it out. Like I said, I think what's really interesting for us too is looking at this vertical integration of wine. Like I think what folks are really going to find interesting is like, that wine was used to make that bourbon, and I think that's something interesting as well too, and how those correlate with each other, which is also what we're excited about, is kind of really exploring that. And I think ultimately the idea with that too is when you see some wine come out, it's going to give folks a pretty good indication of what's in the cast finish pipeline as well too.
Totally.
Which is pretty cool.
That's what
Danny, we probably need to have like a product roadmap meeting.
Yeah, we probably need to do that.
So actually, these are good questions, Darryl. We'll probably have Danny. We'll have to we'll have to chat.
Yeah,
figure that all out. It's already October.
We have some ryes that are coming along really nicely, and we've been blending them with some of our bourbons, and some of them have been coming out really nice. So like that might turn into maybe a release, but for now it's just
rye.
Yeah, it's just playing behind the scenes right now.
That's awesome. It's always so much fun what you can do, though. and like how many different things you can come up with. And it's like, whoa, this actually worked, or like that didn't work like I thought it was going to work. I'm sure it's just a lot of experimentation and seeing what does work.
It's like
Yeah, I
endless.
really like the staves. So Architect is a good example.
Mhm.
I like exploring the staves on these profiles. So looking at different stave finishes, because it's very, very different than a cast finish. At least the ones that I've had as well too. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Toasted rye. We've done a couple toasted ryes.
There's a couple of them out there. They were like just kind of experiments that ended up becoming single barrels.
Yeah, it's usually folks that come to our facility if we've got one there, and we're like, yeah, you can have it. That's how it's usually worked, but there's not many of them. But one thing we were looking at so we have like our toasted bourbon, kind of maybe looking at like how Michter's does this alternating pattern of rye and bourbon, and maybe kind of going back and try. We don't know yet, but that we were looking at some of those different ideas. But toasted rye, some of the toasted ryes we've done are really, really good.
Sounds amazing. Definitely is.
Distillate, not yet. Every time I get
Do you
this
think you
question,
guys
I ask
ever
them,
will? Are you going to lay down your own barrels at all, or are you just going to just continue to source? You think?
We go back and forth on it. I mean, I think it wouldn't be no, we'd have to make it. It's like it'd have to be part of like a 2-year plan, in which we do have a 2-year plan. Yeah, it's interesting. I would like to. I think ultimately, like, that is a big piece. Depends. There's a lot of depending factors. Depends on contracts that you have. So if you have contracts for new distillate, I mean, it's not as big. But I think the one thing, there's always a lot of volatility in the barrel market. And I do think just like our wine, we were talking about the wine, but the one way you can really hone in on it is, laying down your own distillate. It just is a significant investment. It's kind of one of the reasons why we've been able to grow a little bit faster, is that we've really hunkered in and remained very lean. So we don't have these massive operating expenses around running a full distillery. We have a rectifying and bottling line, but we've kind of built it over time. It wasn't all just right at once. But I think long term, yeah, we'd love to. I mean, I think we've gotten this far doing it like this, and I think that would be part of the plan.
Is it getting harder to get like MGP barrels? I mean, it seems like so many people are sourcing from them. Is it getting harder to get like order ones, or is it they're just such an influx of them?
Well,
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, well, we've always had we have contracts in place, so we haven't really run into that too much, just because we just had contracts with them for a while. So we kind of, we even know what we're going to be pulling from MGP up to like 2020, late 2024. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, Zach, there he is. What's up, man?
That's the greatest comment ever. I think I think we would all agree with him though. Like,
put some plants in a Penelope bottle. Zach, what's up, man? Good to hear from you, buddy. That's too funny. I love that.
A toasted burreye.
We are doing what we just did. So what's interesting is on our private select line, we did start. We have some iterations of private select. So we have our straight bourbon whiskey blends that we probably 98% of them have been, and then we've done. We worked with this was the Dallas Bourbon Club, and we did an F Cancer bottle down in Nashville, and those were both straight, a blend of straight whiskeys. We didn't toast them; they were just blends, but they were both fantastic. I really, really, really like these blended straight whiskeys quite a bit, and I would imagine we're going to put some emphasis behind those next year too.
Oh, it's awesome.
They're really
Tommy
good.
Tommy D. He says, was there any difference between putting the 3 architects together, and if any differeces?
Yeah. Build one, we were just getting into French oak. Like, it was new to both Mike and I's palates. So we didn't really go heavy on the staves on those. So it's a lighter toasted stave. It's also a combination of 2 stave types blended together. And build number 2, we went with 1 heavier toasted stave profile The blend is different. That was the base of the build. And then build number 3, we honed in on the stave to bourbon ratio, and we changed up the blend to kind of like tweak build number 2 a bit. Same stave profile as far as like the toast level, but just different distillate in it, and then different intensity of it. And then 4, we're switching up kind of the mash bills that we're using for the build, and we're tweaking the stave combination a little bit.
Definitely sounds like a blind I got to do sometime. Got to line them up in a blind and see how they end up.
It's just like
they're different.
Keep kind of tweaking it, and kind of fine tuning it.
What's cool about this is we call them builds just because the name of the product's Architect, so we were being having a little fun with it, a little cheeky with this one.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's build, Danny's a mechanical engineer, right? Build's cool, right, Danny? Yeah.
Right. So we named it Architect.
Yes, we named it Architect. But anywho, we had what I like about it though is with barrel strength, when we put out a new batch, like there's a lot of nuance with those flavors. However, the difference between the Architect builds are, in my opinion, and from my palate, they're significantly different. They're not even in the same. I mean, they're completely different in my opinion. Whereas sometimes in the barrel strength, you're going to pick up more subtle notes. It's going to be in the same flavor profile arena, and you'll get some different hints, and it tastes different, obviously, but it's just not as dramatic as, say, the Architect.
It's kind of fun. I've watched maybe like 2 different blinds on the Architect series, and it's great to see the different reactions and opinions that everybody has on the different builds. They could be. It's very like which build is yours. Like some people really like build 1, some really like build 3. But I've been happy with kind of the response back.
I think that's what makes it really fun. It's like it can kind of cater to a different palate or a different profile or a different day, honestly. Because when you're doing a blind, depending on what you ate that day, what you drank that day, what your life experience is like that day, you could come up with any kind of flavor you want, or you could come up with any different result. So that's what makes it so fun. That's why whiskey drinking is so fun too. And it makes it even more interesting. Like when you see all these people doing their blinds and you're watching and you're like, well, there's no chance in hell that I got that same thing that they're getting. Like they said that they got bubble gum that's stuck under your shoe for 3 weeks that smells like rubber and then you crawled under. Yeah.
It's kind of makes me want to try build number. I'm going to try build number 2 again.
So it's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it is. That's the best part about it is we like whiskey. So it's like a double win kind of.
Bourbon said Blanton's in a Penelope bottle would be $40 and you could actually find it on shelves.
That's right, baby. I love that. Heck yeah.
That's why we like Penelope too. We can actually find it.
That's our model. That's our shtick. We like to we don't really, our thought process has been let's go. Let's get the product to market. Let's not hold back. If we're going to make X, let's get it out there. Let's get the distribution. So let's just pump it.
There's Matt.
There you
go.
Oh
yeah, we need those 1-pagers. We got to do the Valencia 1-pager. That's so funny. Thanks, Maddie. That's awesome.
Don't see it here in Ohio.
It should be there. We sent it down. The Architect. We sent Toasted, Architect, and what was the last one? Barrel Strength and 4-grain are in Ohio.
Just Toasted.
Toasted we sent down. Architect we sent down.
4-grain.
Are there any states that you guys can order?
We're sending
from?
Valencia when that comes.
Like, can people order off of different sites to get you guys? Like, are you on like Billbox?
I honestly couldn't even tell you. Like, every state's very, very, very different. Yeah, so they're all different. It depends on the state you order it from and the state that's getting shipped to. And I think it's some get finicky with crossing state lines. So I actually don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. I'm sure there's folks out there that would, but I'm not quite sure who, to be honest with you. And I know everyone's like, even on the retail side, they're it's a closely monitored thing because the rules are ever evolving, right? It's kind of always it's changing. Like in New York, I think it just recently changed again. So
distribution is just weird. It's so weird.
it's hard.
It's hard and it's hard to control. So
it's what a lot of people it's especially hard for smaller brands such as ourselves where we're just getting it out there. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. A little toasted rye action.
A char 5 toasted rye, and you can have my soul.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a barrel in our place that is a rye toasted char 5.
Oh. All right.
Right up my alley too.
There's one.
I like that.
It was just kind of messing around, so we threw it in.
Nice.
Yes, there you go. You can check your address on the website, and it'll tell you if your third-party fulfillment partner can ship to you.
Nice.
Thanks, man. You said wheat whiskey. I know you said wheated bourbon earlier, right? Are you going to do a wheat whiskey at all?
No, it's 95.5 wheated whiskey.
Yeah, it's a wheated whiskey.
Cool.
It's the original experimental barrels from MGP.
Nice.
I think there was
that is one I haven't really seen.
Maybe had a handful of them, but that would be fun to release.
When is the Valencia coming out?
So
it's going to start rolling, next month. It's just kind of hitting our warehouse, and it's kind of going out from there.
Perfect timing. Like everybody's in prime hunting season anyhow, like allocated season. So it's like, all right, that's the one. I'm putting that one on my list for like bottles that I have to find this fall.
Orange is just in time for Halloween.
I think it's cool because it's orange, and while there's oranges on the bottle, we can maybe pawn them off as like pumpkin.
Yeah, you could.
So I might just tell people it's a pumpkin cast finish.
I mean, I can go with that. I can work with that. I mean, I'll just wear my Uggs, my leggings, my flannel shirt, my hat. I'll say, check out this. Let's see, spectacularly.
Can we get a 55-gallon pumpkin and carve it out?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
That would be kind of.
Sounds like a great idea.
Or we could carve Valencia into a pumpkin.
Ooh.
And
that's what
play it off.
We were going the same direction because I was like, oh, you can carve Penelope into your pumpkin, but you know what? Just carve Valencia in there. That's marketing 101.
Yeah, honestly, I did do Penelope last year in the pumpkin. It must have taken me like
you tried hard on that one
to do. It took me forever.
It was impressive though, I gotta say.
I would never be able to do it.
It's amazing when you're patient, but I'm not gonna do that again this year. I'm done. I've retired from pumpkin carving. I've been out like my real Penelope's gonna be like, Daddy, help me with a pumpkin. I'm like, retired. Don't do it anymore.
I quit so much for you.
Yeah, gotta figure it out.
You're on your own.
Somebody took like an Orangina ad, and they put Penelope across the orange.
Oh yeah, I saw that. What was that?
You need a competition.
South Carolina.
You need a competition now, like a Penelope pumpkin carving competition. Winner gets a bottle of Valencia to go along with their pumpkin.
Well, we're not allowed to give away booze.
Oh,
that's
against
the law for.
Mike's a rule follower tonight.
Well, we could give a gift card, and we could give very specific instructions on where to get it.
You can get it hand delivered to this location and pick it up as a bottle to try. Do you guys hang out outside of work? You guys have been friends since you were kids, right? Like, and you guys are neighbors?
Coming in hot with the questions. I like it. Do we hang out outside of work? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're in France with our wives together.
And then we went up. And then we went upstate New York last week.
And then we got back from France, and then we went to we call it it's like a weekend every weekend, third weekend in September. It was like 12 of our high school friends all rent some Airbnb in the middle of nowhere and just go up there and drink. Sounds like it's really, that's it. We don't even go out, nothing.
You don't even make it.
We play blackjack inside the house, and so we went right up there. But yeah, of course, yeah, we definitely do.
You're speaking my language right there with the blackjack and the Airbnb and the weekend. That's like right up my alley. I can play blackjack, smoke cigars for hours on end, like just drink whiskey. I am still a girl, but I'm kind of like a dudes kind of girl. Like I kind of just hang out with the guys, but I don't know. I've done
It's
that. My
awesome.
dad,
I love it too.
it's fun. That's what we're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna be hanging out in an Airbnb in
Nice.
Utah. We're
Oh,
going.
nice.
We're going for Midwinter Night's Dram release
Oh, it's
at
awesome.
High
That'll
West.
be really fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna stay in Park City. We're going to Salt Lake Friday night, and then Park City Saturday night and Sunday night. So it'll be good.
It's gonna be
Hit up
awesome.
Reno.
Oh,
Reno.
it's not that far of a drive.
No, it's right there,
I don't
isn't
think
it?
it is anyway.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
see.
it's probably a little far. It's probably, I think Salt Lake's in northern Utah, right? And then
Dara, I appreciate good lighting, by the way. So
What is?
cheers
Oh
to
my
you and
God.
your backdrop.
Oh, thank you. I still haven't quite figured out like the exact angle of the
Those look
lights,
cool.
but I'm working on it. And then the shelves, they're perfectly like they're lit so well, so
Yeah,
it's fun.
it's great.
Bill did that. He had to solder all of these. So we got these LEDs off of Amazon, and then we started connecting them, but then it was like the way they were going on the shelves, it wasn't working. So he had to literally solder every single one of them individually. And so there's like, yeah, you can kind of see some of them, but yeah,
Looks
it
good
was a
though.
lot of work.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Let's see if there's any other questions in here. Burai. Yeah.
I'm really into it. I'm into the rye bourbon mix. We've done some really good blends.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. I like it a lot. And we have some cool like rye barrels. I mean, it's not just 95.5 ryes, but we have some other ones as well too so we have options that you can kind of explore. We did well, remember Danny, we did the Private Select 22, 301, 302. And those were pretty larger batches of Private Select that we got out to all the markets. It was probably 2 or 3 months ago, and those came out really, really nice. Both of them were awesome, and I think we could definitely do that next year.
Do you have a cask strength rye?
We don't have any rye. The only rye we have is the Tokai.
Oh yeah. No, and I love it. Oh my gosh. This is so great. It goes perfectly with the cigar, by the way. Oh my gosh. We had it with the cigar the other night. This was before we drank a little too much, but bonfire in the backyard, just hanging out, trying everything. You know, of course, we have your whiskey friends over, so it's like, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, and then you're all like trying everything. But no, with a cigar, super, super good. Like it's a great balance. So.
Nice.
I like, yeah, that was fun. You know what? We did one, and this was for remember Danny, Jay at the with the R Bourbon folks. We did a Tokai cast finish, but it was a straight bourbon whiskey. It's the only one we did because I think in the beginning when we had that one was sitting for a while, we had Tokai barrels. We actually filled theirs first, and we weren't sure whether we were doing the rye or not. So we just had the bourbon going, and we ended up going the rye path for the main release. But that bourbon, Danny, I was drinking that on Friday. That came out fantastic as well too. I really liked that a lot. That was very
good. The bourbon needs to sit in the cask a little longer than the rye.
Mm-hmm.
But
they were both really good. But I meant to tell you that too because I was at that tasting on Friday. I brought like 15 bottles to the tasting and they're all gone. I came home with nothing.
By the way, I just want to shout out to Dusty Dan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Cheers to you. He says hello to all of us.
Awesome. Cheers to you too.
Everybody, what do you guys drink when you're not drinking Penelope?
It changes. Oh wait, it can't be Penelope.
No,
I mean, if you're not, you could drink Penelope all the time if you want. But I feel like if you're out, what do you drink?
Well, usually when I'm out, I am buying Penelope to like support the restaurant.
Sure.
But even like we get a lot of barrel samples sent to us, folks selling barrels or whatever it might be. I mean, I'm just drinking a couple random barrels samples right now, just trying to see if there's anything interesting. I like the staples. I really like I'm super simple. Like if it's like an everyday or if I'm at a restaurant and they don't have Penelope, I love old fashions and I'll be like, throw Buffalo Trace in there. That's kind of a good go-to for me.
Before you guys started Penelope, were you like big into whiskey drinking at all, or did you just like it was just like, okay, I want to do this, I want to like celebrate Penelope, and I want to start a a whiskey company.
No,
And
yeah, we like bourbon. Yeah, that was kind of part of it. I mean, I really like bourbon. I mean, that's all I really drank. I mean, I wasn't like super like into it. I just would go to the store and be like, I had my pours, but that's what I drank. That was like what I liked.
nice.
Danny was more of a hard seltzer.
Yeah.
Right? Weren't you like Danny like was all about Trulies?
Hey, you know what?
Not even close.
I don't mind them. I can rip those things. I can rip those.
You did start like you would start showing up at parties, or like if we had people over, like Mike started showing up with bringing bottles of bourbon, and I don't know if you remember that,
No.
but like that like in hindsight is kind of like how even I started kind of collecting bottles of bourbon. Is like you would just bring them over, like if it was a birthday party or christening or whatever. Well, it wasn't a christening because we didn't have any kids, but
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I always liked it. I mean, I've always liked it. I think beer made me just feel like full. I always get like super bloated with beer, and I'd always be hungover. And then finally I started drinking bourbon, and then you're mixing it, and then you go to neat. And I've always felt a little bit better the next day, but then your palate starts to appreciate the profile a little bit more. And I think that's just where it all started. Like the palate's an amazing thing. I mean, really from where, even since we started this, when we started the company to where it is now, it's like, it's dramatically changed in a good way. I think you can appreciate some of the flavors that you're getting from some of this a lot more greatly.
I think I'm right there with you because, I mean, I haven't been drinking whiskey that long. In reality, I've been drinking whiskey for like a little under 2 years, somewhere around that mark. And that's not long. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not long at all. But like, I've just, like, I go back and I look at things and I'll be like, I've rated this. Like, I can't believe I said that I thought that this was good, or I can't believe I didn't think that this was good, or you kind of like start to hit that stride and you kind of figure out, okay, these are the kind of whiskeys I like. This is the kind of bourbon I like.
Yeah.
This matches my taste profile, right? You start to gravitate towards certain products and certain distilleries and certain flavors. And then you kind of really hone in and you start to appreciate other things that you might not have appreciated in the long run. So your palate just continues to expand and expand and expand. And now I can't even like eat regular food or like desserts or anything without thinking of how like it would correlate to my whiskey experience, or like how those flavors intertwine to what I'm drinking. Like every time I like taste something, I'm like, okay, this is what it tastes like. This is the flavor that I get out of it. This is what it smells like. But then I think that is kind of what goes into helping your palate grow too, because you start to use that to influence your whiskey drinking, and it all goes along with experience. Most of mine is like childhood experiences that I relate my whiskey drinking to. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's fun. I think, and even the nose, like the sensories are just elevated just from doing it. Just like,
yes.
So it's been really cool.
Oh, let's see here.
The first whiskey that got you hooked and started your desire. What do you think, Danny? Which one was it? For ya.
I don't know. I mean, it was definitely something just kind of like off the shelf, simple. Like it was probably like I think it was Basil Hayden actually. To be honest, like I started drinking whiskey by drinking Basil Hayden with soda and lemon. And then you kind of graduate from that and you start drinking it neat. I drank scotch before that, but that's kind of like, that was like my journey.
Mine was pretty standard too. I mean, I think it was Eagle Rare. I mean, that was mine for sure. I remember that. Fireball. Yeah, Screwball. It was Screwball. Now it's
it was Fireball, and then I had a
All
hell of a
that stuff
night.
crazy, but I mean, it's nuts. I think I was seeing somewhere like Screwball's like the top 5 biggest spirit in like the country, something insane like that.
It's insane.
Friggin' peanut butter, man.
I
Oh my
can't
gosh.
I
We
can't
have
drink Fireball anymore. When we had the bar, the distributor used to give Fireball as free goods. So so we would just have Fireball to give out behind the bar. And I remember I was bartending one night. I was just drinking shot after shot of Fireball and got sick, and I can never drink Fireball again.
I think we've all had that experience.
Yeah.
I did a lot of shots of Fireball in one night. A lot. That was before I even knew I liked whiskey. But I don't really call that whiskey. It's just Fireball. I mean,
Right.
it gets-
Fireball.
it's
Good
Fireball.
idea, but
Knob Creek
Oh.
and Coke Slurpees.
yeah,
hilarious.
nice.
Mine
All
started with Scotch too, though, because I
Me
mean,
too.
like I said, it was like less than 2 years. And Bill goes out of town for a weekend, and we had been dating for a while, and I knew he was a big whiskey guy, but I couldn't even stand the smell of whiskey 2 years ago. Like I would smell it. It was so off-putting to me. And then I thought it was automatically like gonna be hot when I drink it. Like my thought was it's gonna be hot and it smells bad. I didn't have any like senses for it at all. So he goes out of town one weekend, and I knew he really, really liked it. And he had all the bottles on the shelf. And he says, feel free to try anything. Maybe you might find something you like. So I was bored, just hanging out around the house. And I'm like, you know what? What the hell? I might go find something. So I like go on the shelf. I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about brands. I had no clue about whiskey. Like I knew about Fireball. That's about it. So I go to the shelf and I start browsing. And I found a bottle of Ardbeg Dark Cove. And I said, that, like, it looks sexy. It has a sexy name. So picked it up. I tried it. And I was like, dang, that's actually really good. It reminds me of a campfire when I grew up at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Like, then I brought my experience into it. So I tried that one. Liked it. Then I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to try and see if there's something else I might like. Like, it didn't smell bad and it didn't taste bad. So I found another bottle on the shelf that I thought was the coolest bottle on the shelf. It looked so cool. A Blanton's bottle, mind you. So you knew in your experience, you know, low proof, good, classic bourbon flavor. I tried it and I liked it. And then from there, I like just by the time he gets back, I'm like, I tried this Booker's Country ham. I had this. I had that. I loved all of them. So it's like the 3 first things I tried were like highly allocated whiskey. It's like Ardbeg Dark Cove. You can't find it anywhere. If you do, it's probably going to be like $800 a bottle. And like just little things like that. So everybody has a way they started their journey. Most people, like I hear, they started with like something super basic, you know, like you're drinking like Basil Hayden, like you said, or like Wild Turkey in college. And now I have this like whole different like perspective of Wild Turkey when people come in and they're like, yeah, I drink Wild Turkey. Like it was good or it's still good. It's the best good $20 bottle you can find out there. And so
I remember being in college and that people were like, "Oh, turkey, like wild turkey." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it was
It had
like
like almost like a very negative connotation when I went to college, but it was like one be like, "We're ripping turkey shots." I'm like,
yeah, it was
"Oh,
like,
God,
can you do 101?
can you handle turkey?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
can you handle
"Oh."
101 proof? I'm like, I never thought now I'd be just able to drink 140 proof.
But it's funny though, like I'm similar to him. I mean, my bourbon, I think bourbon was really Eagle Rare, but I was like you too. I started out with Scotch, like with Nick DiMedio and Danny and
Doers?
in LA. Yeah, like we're like in LA and we're kind of just maybe a couple years out of college and just at these dive bars, and Nick was like hammering back the doors on the rocks at like crowded bars.
I was with
I was
him
like, "What are you
Saturday. He
drinking?"
was
And
still
I'm like, I
drinking
go
it.
smell it, and he always like smelled like doors too. And I smelled like, oh my god! And then I don't know, we just started all drinking it.
No, I was out with him Saturday,
And he's
and
ripping it, right?
he ordered a Dewar's, and we're at a bar that serves Penelope. I look at him, I go,
Dude,
guy.
throw
He
some
goes,
bone, dude.
sorry, I'll have a Penelope.
And that's so funny.
like just buy all the Penelope.
Sometimes you can't change, you can't change.
No, he loves doors. I mean, he loves
Yeah.
that stuff.
I tried it for the first time recently. There was like this big it was called Whiskey X or something. It was in Colorado a few weeks ago,
Oh, nice.
and they had like over 60 distilleries there.
Oh, wow.
And,
Wait, was that the
and it
one? We
was,
might have been at that. I think we did something in Colorado with Greg. But was it the end of August?
oh, do you think it was a cigar? Was it the cigar thing?
I
I
don't
don't know.
remember. I'd
I
have to
don't
look.
think I saw you guys there, but
Done a
yeah,
lot of
just
events recently. I'll have to check. Yeah, we did one recently in kind of like the third or fourth week of August, I believe. I'll have to check. Something like that.
nice. Nice. Well, I know we're getting kind of into that hour time, so I know you guys, it's later for you guys than it is for us out here. But anything else you guys want to add? Anybody else have any questions that you guys want to ask?
I mean, we just appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys for everything, for going down this crazy path with us, this crazy journey, I guess, right? And okay, the Chris, yeah, Chris has got. He was the one at 7 Star that he did that cool label, the Penelope label too, which came out really nice. I saw online. But no, thank
Nice.
you guys for all the support, and Dara, thank you for everything as well, and for having us on. And I don't know, Danny, what else you got? Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, thanks. No, I was just reading somebody lives in India. Oh, they're in Indiana.
We're working on Indiana right now too.
Yeah.
That's a big one that we're.
Indiana, I was gonna say.
We are like trying to get that done. We're actually trying to get that done before the end of the year.
We'll be in Illinois this week, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we're going to be at Illinois. We're going to see some folks. I think we're going to dinner on Thursday. But we've got a couple meetings out there on Thursday and Friday. So
Zach said I had a black eye at the Whiskey X event, so I might be a little off with my eyesight. I did. Oh my gosh, I had the worst black eye for like 3 weeks straight. My dog.
Oh my gosh, that's not.
She's a lab pit mix, and she's very snuggly. And if she thinks there's going to be an opportunity for food, she gets really excited. So like Bill just happened to move like a flinch in the morning. She's so like routine. So she eats in the morning, she eats at night. And Bill just got up to move, and I was like holding her like this with her face on my face, whack right in the eye, head butted me. So yeah, nobody's gonna let me live that one down. I had to record like 15 videos with a black eye.
That's actually funny.
Oh, it's great. But no, really appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, we thank you so much for bringing us on.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. And next time you guys are back in Colorado, love to see you again. So
we got to make a trip. Yeah, we'll let you know for sure. That just reminded me. It's been a while. We need to get back out there.
Yes. Yeah.
It's time. So we'll definitely keep you posted. That'll be fun.
Sounds like a plan. Well, I'll let you guys hop off. Hope you guys have a good night. Get some rest.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. You guys, that was so much fun. You guys are so cool. Thank you. Man, Penelope guys, I love those guys. They're a lot of fun. And I'll try to catch up on chat here a little bit, but I don't want to keep you guys on forever. I know Independent Joe is doing a stream tonight. Hold on. Sorry, my Siri's trying to talk to me. Hold on. I want to let you guys know what this is. So, yes, Independent Joe is going to do a Funk Cancer live stream tonight. So that will be on very soon. I think he's actually starting now. So he's taking over for whiskeychannel.com. So I hope everybody will hop over there. I will. Do I have? No, these are the Penelope bottles I have right now. These are all the ones I have right now. So thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry, wrong button. Every Penelope. All the Penelopes. It was cool. Those guys are awesome. Mike and Danny are such cool guys. A lot of fun. They're so nice and so down to earth, which makes it even more exciting. So let's see here. Let me scroll. Anyhow, finished Penelope around me. Dang it, Mark. All right, guys. I don't want to chat too long because I want everybody to be able to go over to Independent Joe's channel tonight. But I really, really appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support. It was a lot of fun. It was a great stream. Thank you so much, Aaron. Glad you're back. It's great to hear from you again. Yes. I bet the toasted rye is going to be a killer. That's what I'm really looking forward to trying. Toasted rye. I need to get the other builds of the architect because I'm super curious. You did, Andrew. That's okay. Good thing there's a replay. You guys can always watch the replay. Thug life. I'm not a thug. With my big black eye. I had the worst black eye ever. Thank you so much, Tommy D. Tommy D, you're the nicest. You are seriously the nicest ever. Everybody here is so awesome. So, you guys are the best. If I missed anyone's chat tonight, like I'm very sorry, but seriously, thanks again for the super chat, Dusty Dan. If you guys have not subscribed to all the channels that are here tonight, yeah, if you guys are near Reno, hit up Frey Ranch, which I know that Dana Wack is a huge fan. Jeffrey Wack, which, by the way, Jeffrey Wack has a new channel. He's going to be doing a live stream on Wednesday night on his new YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to that. Lukens, what's up, Lukens? Oh, I love the Architect series, Jeffrey Wack. But anyway, Jeffrey Wack's wife, Dana, she loves Frey Ranch. Never give away free booze. Never. All right, let me see if I missed anything. Catching up. Yeah, there's Jeffrey Wack's new channel. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Lousy family wanting food, keeping me off of YouTube. Food and family are the most important. Food, family, football, faith, and freaking whiskey. I was going somewhere with that, and I bombed it. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to let you guys off for the night, but I really appreciate every single one of you. So grateful for your support. Tonight was so much fun. We'll be back here. We might be back next Monday night. Depends on how this Midwinter Nights drop goes in Utah, if we get back early or later on Monday. But if we don't stream, we're going to have plenty of content coming out. I have a bonus review coming out on Saturday. So there's going to be a video out tomorrow, a video out Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So stay tuned to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Subscribe. Yeah, everybody subscribe to Whiskey Time, all the channels. You guys have a good night. Thanks again. It was an awesome stream. Thank you guys so much.